Little did I know that this small screw would completely change the performance of my snowplow. But would you actually call this an improvement? Let's take a look at what happened when we tried to fix a small problem on our snowplow. It's a cold December morning and it's not any kind of day. Today is the 23rd of December. Now if you are thinking, oh no, I'm so sick of tired of Christmas right now, don't worry, we are not going to focus on that in this video. It's time to clear the snow from the roads so we can use them to travel to and from Christmas parties with friends and family. Of course it wouldn't be a proper Norwegian farm life episode if this was easy. And it's not, because we are having some problems with our rear tractor blade. Now this hinge bolt has unscrewed from the welded on nut underneath the rear blade. And this hinge bolt is holding the entire blade. So when this got loose, the plates have kind of been forced apart and bent. Now we need to get this bolt back in. And this has actually happened before, so we also need to find a solution to fasten this permanently. Now I have no idea why this is happening. And either the bolt is kind of unscrewing itself while we are using it, or the threads are slipping. So I think the first thing that we need to do is to see if we can actually get this bolt out of here. So let's see if we can start the tractor. And it's really cold today, it's -9 degrees Celsius, so we will see if that will happen. I'm struggling to get the bolt out of there, so I'm going to try to screw it back down in the nut and see if that holds. I just tried to tap the bolt down so it would enter the threads, and it went straight in. At least now we know that the threads are completely busted. I think I will need to force these plates back down so that the bolt will enter all the way in, and then we will need to find a way to secure it there. Now let's take the tractor out for a test run and see if this actually holds. I took a little test run after I fixed the blade, and there are some issues. Now just take a look at that. It looks like I've been drinking. It's completely crooked, and I really did not do a very good job here. Now the reason that we did so badly when we tried this out now is because it's actually now working as it's supposed to. It's stiff and rigid, while earlier it was just kind of flopping up and down. And that means that the way this is set now, I took a huge chunk of my neighbor's gravel when I tried to clear the roads, because this is just digging its way into the ground now. Now this tractor isn't really strong enough to pull the blade as it is now, because it just digs its way into the road and takes a lot of gravel as well. And it's never been like that, so I think this has actually been broken for quite some time. To keep the blade from digging into the ground, we will adjust the angle on the blade. Hopefully that will make it a lot better to use, so I can finish clearing up the rest of this road. The blade worked a lot better now, but this just shows that the tractor with the two-wheel drive is a bit too light in the front to drag this blade properly. So we will need to hurry up and fix the tractor with the four-wheel drive instead. That tractor has a major problem that we are going to take a look at later in this video, so don't go anywhere. It's a beautiful morning a few days later. All the snow started to melt and then suddenly it turned cold again. So everything now is covered in ice. Time to feed the animals. The pig's water drum is frozen solid. We need to take a look at the heat coil. One of the pigs was loose some days ago, and it seems like it has pulled the cord out of the socket while it was rooting around in the ground. I will need to check up on them later today to see if all the ice has melted. Now let's see if there are any eggs today. Yes, after half a year without any eggs from our many chickens, we finally have eggs again. We got many tips from you guys, but let's just say that none of you would have predicted the reason we didn't get any eggs. It's quite unbelievable. It's actually so incredible that we are going to dedicate an entire video to just that. So if you want to know, you will need to watch out for that video. I would suggest subscribing to our channel so you don't miss it. It's completely free. It smells really bad in the chicken coop today, so it's time to do some cleaning. Let's just get a shovel with a flat blade. That's a problem. This job is quite dusty, so we need some protection. And we are ready. All they need now is some food and fresh water, and we are done. Now we only need to check up on the rabbit, and we are ready to fix the other tractor. And we're now over at our newest tractor. Now this is the same age tractor as our old tractor, but it has a lot more features like four-wheel drive, window wipers, closed cabin, heating, and a lot of stuff that we want. So our plan for this tractor is that this is going to be our kind of go-to tractor. When we bought this tractor during the summer of 2022, there were many things wrong with it. One of the most urgent problems was that one of the front tires didn't hold any air, so we couldn't use it before we fixed the leak. The previous owner told me that both front tires were leaking, so I bought 2 new hoses. But as the other tire wasn't that bad, I haven't done anything about it before now. Lately it's been flat every time I try to use the tractor, so it is time to get the job done. Some of these bolts were quite stuck, so I've used a lot of time on them. This last one needs some special attention. There we go. I always remove the valve, so I'm sure that there's no air left in the hose when I try to separate the rim from the tire. Let's just say that I've done the mistake before and battled with a tire when the hose actually contains some pressure. Of course, I managed to drop one of the tire tools inside of the wheel. Let's see if I can reach it with a magnet without dropping that as well. Now for some lubrication. I use a special soap for the tires, and that makes the job a lot easier when everything is nice and slippery. I need to be super careful here when I'm using the tools, so I'm sure that I don't poke some holes in the hose. That would be really bad. Now we just need to fish up the valve so we can let some air back in the tire. I'm always really careful when I'm letting air back into the hose. Now if it's folded up or haven't untangled completely, it can actually tear if I fill it too quick. Now it seems like the valve may be under some strain here, so I'm going to kick the tire a bit and see if I can get it to rotate. There we go. If we want this rim to last a bit longer, we will need to treat all the rust. The first thing I'm going to do is to remove all the loose rust and paint. Now it needs a good cleaning. I also use a fine sandpaper to scratch up the surface a bit, so the new paint will stick. I have promised my wife that I'm not going to spend all evening in the basement, as today is a special day. So we need to dry up these rims a bit faster, so I'm going to use compressed air and a hot air gun. Finally, some paint. This is a special rust paint that contains zinc. It's specially made to use straight on rusty surfaces. Now I need to go and get ready, and this wheel need to dry. Christmas is over and we are in 2024. It's time to remove the Christmas decoration. Although it's a bit sad to clear away all of this, it's also a good feeling to know that we are moving towards spring, and for every day the sun will stay up a bit longer. The paint is dried and I don't want the tractor to rest on the support brackets any longer than necessary, especially since my kids like to play with it. So let's put the wheel back on the tractor. Job well done. This new wheel looks so good that it kind of makes the rest of the tractor look bad. This is another step taken to make this into our main everyday tractor. Now I should probably take this for a trip and test it out, but as the roads looks like this, and I don't have any chains on this tractor, we will need to test it another day. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see the video where we tested out this tractor for the first time and sank straight into our fields with it, then take a look at this video next. I'll be seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.